TIP staff in Melbourne's north made a really grim discovery in July last year when they found the remains of 67-year-old Annette Brennan. And that's what kick-started the police investigation. Police went to Miss Brennan's home and pretty quickly identified the suspect as her housemate, 45-year-old Stephen Fleming. Fleming and Miss Brennan had not known each other for very long. As I said, they were just housemates. Fleming was charged with murder by police, and earlier this year he pleaded not guilty, and this case was set to go to a Supreme Court trial. Earlier this week, though, Fleming faced what's called a sentence indication hearing. The media was shut out of that hearing, so we don't really know what went on, but when the case came back to court this morning, he stood up and he pleaded guilty to the lesser charge of manslaughter. Now, the ABC understands that during this police investigation, police were not able to identify the cause of death for Miss Brennan. What they do know is that they believe that her body was put in the household rubbish bin, and then that's how it's ended up at the tip, but they don't know the cause of death, and that is one of the reasons why it would be quite difficult to prosecute a murder case. So that may explain why a lesser charge of manslaughter is what he's pleaded guilty to today.
And what's the next step of the legal process, Christian?
Ros, now the case moves into the sentencing phase. Manslaughter is a crime that carries a maximum sentence of 25 years, and it'll be the role of Justice Christopher Beale to decide what sentence to hand down for Stephen Fleming. The next stage also provides the opportunity for loved ones of Miss Brennan to provide victim impact statements. We know Miss Brennan was an English language teacher. She was someone who was quite well known in Melbourne's Indonesian community in the city's inner north, and she was a popular member of a local church as well. Her loss has been deeply felt by the people who knew her. I spoke to one of her friends earlier today who described her as a big contributor to the community and a quiet person and someone who was highly educated. And the friend said, many people were just in despair that she was treated in this way. Ros, the case returns to court next month, and then after that pre-sentence hearing, it'll be up to the judge to sentence Stephen Fleming.